All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I do want to say call Yahweh, Ba'ashima Mashiach Yahushai. That's all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, who to our end we call Jesus Christ. Still getting Lord in Christ. Situated. So Baba Bashar, please be patient. We're gonna start very soon. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I do want to say call Yahweh, Ba'ashima Mashiach Yahushai. That's all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, who to our end we call Jesus Christ. Um, excuse me, y'all. Just got home. Trying to get some things. That's what I need. But how y'all feeling today? On this beautiful Tuesday evening. Right, for some of y'all, it's probably already nighttime. Right. You're wilding, bro. Hey, wow. Shalom to everybody. How y'all feeling today? Y'all doing all right? Right now, while y'all tell me how y'all doing, because of course I care. Um, I wanted to tell y'all what's going on. If you do not follow the Instagrams, um, there are upcoming events like this one, right? November 15th at 3 p.m. PST. Um, it will be a live debate on the fallen angels, right? Concerning the fallen angels. Um, you have, B. Levi, I don't know his first name, that challenged us about this topic, right? Fallen angels. Does the Bible support that, the angels rebelled against God? Or does the Bible clearly say that, there is no such thing as fallen angels, right? But they are all in subjection under God. Now, part of that is this whole giants understanding. Um, they believe that there was a certain thing like a falling away of these angels. Now, that's not the only thing that is up and coming. We also have this, right? Now, hold on. Let me take that away. Let me do something. Let me do something real quick. Because that's not it. It is it, but it's not the one I sent. Let me do this. Send it to myself. Okay. Said the wrong one. There is another up and coming. Oh, what the hell? Up and coming event. That y'all should stay tuned for. Let me delete this. Delete this one. Don't need this one. All right. Which is this one, right? On November 17th, which is this coming Sunday. Sunday, right? Pretty sure it's Sunday. Yes, November 17th, which is this coming Sunday at 4 p.m. PST on YouTube, Sakari Phoenix and Sakari Las Vegas, as well as Instagram, just Sakari Phoenix on Instagram. On both of these YouTube channels, there will be a live debate concerning polygyny. Now, a lot of our people don't believe in polygyny. Some might not hold to the stance of polygyny, or not hold to the stance, but some might believe that God is okay with polygyny, right? Which is one man and multiple women. But that's what I'll be debating on November 17th at 4 p.m. Sunday PST. So for those of you who are on the East Coast, that'll be what time are y'all in? Let me see. Those of you who are on the East Coast, it'll be at 6 o'clock. All right, so 6 o'clock for those of you on the East Coast, 3 o'clock for those of you. I mean, not 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock for those of you who are on the West Coast, around 4 o'clock. I believe Cali's an hour ahead or hour behind. I don't know, one or the other. So we have the polygyny debate, and then before that polygyny debate, there is the fallen angels debate that I think that y'all should stay tuned for. Right? Let me take these off. So let me share my screen. Who knows where people get the concept of fallen angels? Who knows where that's found in the Bible? I mean, not fallen angels, giants, right? They'll say that the Bible supports these huge creatures, right, that walk the earth, um, that let me go back here, that you know, impregnated women, that birth children to these giants, right? Who knows where that is found? Somewhere. Oh, why is it not encapsulated? Okay. Tuesday. No, I don't need you up there. Okay. Save. Move. That's what I need right there. Yeah, feel me. Edit. Okay, let's see what y'all talking about on the final. Revelation 12. Not Revelation 12. Genesis. Is that Genesis 2? Not Genesis 2. It's in Genesis. Genesis 6. Boom. Genesis 6 is where they get the concept. I mean, it's in the title. Some of y'all just clicked it, the channel so quick. I forgot it's in the title. It's in the title. But yeah, it's in the title, right? Genesis 6 is where they get this from. Which when you read it for face value and do no type of studying, somebody might lean towards that conclusion, but of course you have to do that diligent inquisition concerning, these breakdowns. So let's pull up Genesis 6. And we're just going to read it and give their explanation. Now, who knows their supporting stance, or not the supporting stance, their support that they utilize to prove giants, right? Who knows what that is? And if you ain't know, now you know. If you see on the bottom of the screen, you see the Cash App, you see the upcoming lives, 3 p.m. PST, Friday, Fallen Angels. And then Sunday, there needs to be spaces between that. All right, but who knows how they'll get, or what they'll use to support these fallen angels. There's something that a lot of our people utilize. Who knows? Nobody knows. That looks better. Who knows what they'll utilize to support their reasoning? Want to know. We want to know. We want to know. Okay. They use the book of Enoch. Right? Enoch speaks about it. We're not going to go into the book of Enoch. I in the future plan on, going through the whole book of Enoch and disproving, the whole book being inspired by God and it should be in the Bible. Right. So that's going to be done in the future. But right now we'll just deal with, Genesis 6. Okay, so Genesis 6, and we'll start at verse 1, right? It says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. And after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, they bare them children to them. The same became mighty men that were of old, men of renown. So the sons of God are who? Who are the sons of God? Who knows who the sons of God are in verse? Let me pull it up. Verse 2 and 4. Who knows who the sons of God are? Shalom, brother. Children of Seth. Okay. Who is this? Who are you? I ain't never seen you before, Kodash. Who are you, man? Have you some breakdowns, man? You have power. Let me make sure I'm not late. Because it's in my screen. You good. Right. So when it says the sons of God, watch this. I'm gonna show you where they'll go to. Right. These are people who utilize Genesis 6 being actual giants on earth that were conceived of angels and women. Right. I'm gonna show you. So in Job 1, right, and we'll start at verse 6. It says, and now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So here in Job 1 and 6, who would be these sons of God? Who knows? Because this helps us understand where these people get their understanding before we, properly break it down. We have to understand their arguments, because we can't just say, yeah, this is the breakdown. And then they say, well, this is the breakdown, but we don't give no type of explanation. We can't do that. The brother Yaquam in the building. Shalom. Everybody what's the word, player? How you feeling? How you feeling? Right? So in Genesis, in Job 1 and 6, these listen, I said the wrong one. I done just got back from the plantation, man. I still got cotton in my hand. In Job 1 and 6, those sons of God are angels, right? So if in Job 1 and 6, those angels or those sons of God are angels, why are we then going to say that in Genesis 6, those sons of God are not angels? Feel me? That's not their main argument, right? Because they have other things like the Book of Enoch and these pictures like this. Let me see if I can pull it up. They use these pictures like this as the reference. Did I delete it? I sure did. I'm not even putting it, but y'all see, the cover photo. When you look up giants on Earth, and somehow there's these skeletons of these big old heads. They'll utilize those as well. Whatever. Hold on, I just got all these cords everywhere. What is this? So that's what they're doing. All right, but watch this. We have something important. Not only in the book in John 1, right? Because that's not the place that the only place in which we're going to go to disprove this. John 1. All right, let me show y'all something. Let's start at verse 10. It says, and he was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. And he came unto his own, and his own received him not. Who would be this? Who would this be talking about when it says that he came unto his own, Christ came unto his own, and his own received him not? Who is that speaking about? Is that speaking about angels, or is that speaking about men? Israelites. So the context is Christ is speaking about people, actually people on earth, right? But it says, and as many, but as many as received him, so as many as believed on Christ when he was walking around, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Okay, so we have a contradiction. Let me move this because I keep switching back and forth. We have a contradiction. If in Genesis 6, right here, these sons of gods are men, or not men, are angels, and whenever we see the word sons of God, it's always talking about angels. Well, then in John 1, we can become angels. And when we have intercourse with women, we now can create giants because we can become sons of men. So why is it incapable for us to create these 400-foot giants, but these other sons of men were capable of creating these 400-foot giants? Y'all following along? We're not breaking down Genesis 6 here. We're just seeing we're just seeing, you know, if what they're saying makes sense. Right? Because we're gonna get the way in which the angels moves, of course. But we have to understand this whole concept of sons of God, right? Because watch this. We can even go. No, I need that one. That's the Genesis one. Blue letter Bible. Blue letter Bible. All right, watch this. Because this is we could read the same verse. Exodus 4:22. It says, and you shall say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord. This is God speaking, that Israel is my son, even my firstborn. Okay, so that would mean that Israelites are sons of God, because this is God speaking, and he's literally telling Moses to tell the Pharaoh, listen, these people are my sons. So if we are the sons of God, but in Genesis 6, you want to say, well, those sons of God are angels, because in Job, it calls them the sons of God. Okay. Just like that. Right. But our job is not to just, tell them how they're wrong. We're supposed to give them the proper breakdown. Who here, I don't know that. Let's get another precept, because even with this concept, right? Oh, that's what I need to do. I'm supposed to be going. That's all right. Even with this concept that a lot of us are very familiar with, right? 1 John 3:8. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of God, which is Christ, who was a literal man, was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Okay, you would have to be saying that the Son of Man when he was manifested, which in um, John 1 and 37. No, not 37. 31. Yeah. John 1 and 31. It says, and I knew him not, but that he should be made manifest to Israel. Therefore, I am come baptizing with water. So Christ was made manifest to Israel. But right here, it says, for this purpose, the Son of God, who is Christ, was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. Okay, so the Son of God was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. That means that he was created. Look, feel it, right? Facts. Break them down and build them up. It's calling Christ the Son of God. So when Christ was walking around and him, preaching the gospel and healing the sick and the blind and being the physician to those who needed it, he was labeled as the Son of God. Does that now therefore make him an angelic being that is not of the flesh? No, he was actually a fleshly person walking around. But watch this, 1 John 3 and 9. It says, whosoever is born of God doth not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God, the Son of God. Because his seed, the seed of the Heavenly Father, is within us to do righteousness. So does that mean now we are angels? We are part of that divine council mentioned in Job 1 and 6. All right, watch this, 1 John 3 and 10. In this, the children of God are manifested, and the children of the devil. Wait, hold on. Watch this, y'all. It says that the children of God are manifested. Okay, cool. That would have to be the angels if the children of God, which are the sons of God, if those are the angels. But then it says that the children of the devil. So it's making a distinction between two different children. How can the sons of God always be referenced to angels? Right? So watch this. I'm gonna get y'all another precept. Psalms. Let me bring this thing up. So we're gonna hold that. All right, let's go back here. Watch this. Let's break it down. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get rid of some tabs. They gotta go. Okay, boom. That's a lot better. Right, and if you have questions or you need me to go over something, don't be ashamed to ask. Make sure that you ask, and don't be ashamed to tell me to slow down or maybe go back a little bit. Hey man, what was that precept? So on and so forth. All right, so Genesis 6 and 1, it says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair. So these women were beautiful. And they took them wives of all which they chose. Okay, so their understanding is that these fallen angels had looked upon these women, saw how beautiful they were, and wanted to take them as a wife. Who knows how somebody becomes your wife according to the Bible? Who knows how that is done? Let me know in the chat. I'll be right back. Let me know how, according to the Bible, how somebody becomes or how a woman becomes a man's wife. We know. Yeah, it's all good. Some people may not know. Boom. Right. Mike 298 got it. Right. I ain't gonna say it. Y'all see it. Intercourse. I'll say that. Intercourse. Right. So these angels, what they're saying, right? No, we don't agree with that. I mean, and then it's solidified. But it's saying that these angels saw the daughters of men and began to lust after these women. Which is nothing wrong as long as it's not a sin, like lusting after a married woman. They began to lust after these women, and then they took them as a wife of all which they chose, right? So they came down and they was just, piping gang to these women. These women folded. These women, laid down with them, and then they began to produce people. How is it that an angel, being a celestial being, is capable of, oh, I get you now, is capable of producing seed with a terrestrial being? Now, if we want to say that, that would make, and they believe, if they believe in the virgin birth, that would make the virgin birth less important. If people were already being born without a man, laying down with a woman, but an angel, it would make it less important, because you have a lot of women, according to their understanding of Genesis 6, a lot of women literally would be like Mary, what they believe is the virgin birth, right? The Immaculate Conception. That's what they would have to believe. I don't know if that is a cutting point for them. You feel me? But it is something that should raise a question within, their understanding. We would have to say that there are literally possibly thousands of people who are created without a male. And on top of that, if these people were literally 400 feet, yeah, it's just hard to imagine. Not even gonna hold you. Christians say the Christian is gonna say that the Messiah is a Nephilim, and the angels can become men, overlooking the idea that they call Nephilim abominations. Yeah, well, we gonna deal with all that. So let's keep reading. Verse 3, it says, "And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years." Right? So this is when we see, watch this, our lifespan beginning to grow small or lessen, shrink. Verse 4 is really the point. It says, there were giants in those days. Okay, so boom. There were giants in those days. Okay, they'll go to this word giant. You'll see it says Nephilim, right? Giants, the Nephilim, properly a feller, a bully, or a tyrant, a giant. Okay. We go to the root, to fall, lie down, to call, cast down, fall, prostrate. And they'll try to say that their root being they fell is because they were fallen angels, which is a reach, a stretch, like Mr. Fantastic stretch. Right? So watch this. This word Nephilim is also used in Numbers 13 and 33. Now, who knows when they say the giants were no mas, right? God looked down and said, "Hey, no bueno, we ain't finna deal with them no more. They gotta go." Right? Who knows that when the extinction of these giants were, or when was the mass depopulation of these giants? Who knows? She knows. She knows. And I know she knows. How big were these babies at birth? Did they have a C-section back then? Yeah, but they'll also try to say, you know, there are certain animals who, or like certain animals or insects or whatever have you, um, that are born small but they grow to be, large. They'll try to say that. It doesn't make sense because we're talking about a 400 foot, plus giant. But that's what they'll try to say. A giant is anything that, yes. But the right now we talk boom. The flood. So they'll say that these giants were basically killed, right? Robert got it. Yeah, Robert out in Arizona. Were basically killed and destroyed on a mass number because of the flood. But in Numbers 13, this is listen, this is way after the flood, right? This is in the time of Moses, right? And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, "Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it." But in Numbers 13 and 33, and it says, "And there we saw the giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight." This is the same word used in Genesis 6. So if they try to use Genesis 6 and say, you see, this word is Nephilim, and when you go into the root word, it means to fall, because these giants were offspring of angels. That would mean that these men that were literally, watch, they're in our land. Numbers 13 and 32, it says, "And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that is eaten up by the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature." Right, now watch this. Let's take it this word stature. Because this is, again, it's literally telling us what Genesis 6 is speaking about, right? Great stature. That's measurement, stature, size, garment, measurement, active measurement, right? Great portion, right? So extension, tribute, wide, statute, so on and so on. Yeah, I get the point. But it's saying that these men were all men of great stature, but then it calls them the Nephilim, the sons of Anak. Right, now they'll try to utilize that this is, right, when you look at this word Anak, neck, progenitor of a family of a tribe, giant people in Canaan, right? Anak, a Canaanite, Anak, right? Let's go to the root. Necklace, neck, right? So it's dealing with, long neck. But when we look at this word Nephilim, it's used 2 times in the whole Bible. And the 2 times it's used is in Genesis 6, where they'll say that that's talking about the couple 100-foot giants. And it's used in Numbers 13 and 33, describing these people who inhabited this land as giants. And it says that we, the children of Israel at this point, that they were like grasshoppers. Now, when you look at us in a grasshopper, it makes sense. You feel me? It makes sense how they can label us extremely an extremely large people. Meaning it's like, God damn, bro, you big as hell. But for give me 1 second. But for us, we seen these people in this land, and we're like, bro, we're like grasshoppers to them, and it's calling them the Nephilim. Um, like these people that are in this land right now, these are Nephilim, the son of Anak or Anak, and we're like grasshoppers in their sight. You would have to change your doctrine to say that these giants did not die in the flood, because this is many years after the flood. Many years after the flood. They did that when they came to America, even after they got rid of that. What you mean? Oh, but we always been giants compared to them. Yeah. So that's another way to then, pose the question. It's saying that these men are just of great stature, and they were labeled, and there we saw the giants. Not these are people like the giants. Is that no? These were the giants. These were them. Himothy, you feel me? And it's Nephilim, right? You see it, and we as grandpa, so it's used Nephilim, right? Nephilim. So it's used 3 times. The word is used 3 times. Okay, go back more. Right, it's used 2 times in Numbers 13, and it's used once in Genesis 6. So we already showed how the sons of God does not always mean angels, right, or angelic beings. But now we showed that these giants doesn't mean 400 plus feet people, right? Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to prove it. That's really all it is. A lot of times, conversations can be solved by just hitting them with the code 2 words, prove it. And they might hit you with some stuff that it's like, oh, it looks like proof. Nah, buddy, you can't let it. Because I had some Bantu dude, came up at camp a while ago. It was a long time ago. And he was showing us a map about how he feels like, Israel and Jerusalem are really in the heart of Africa, around like Chad or, Congo. He was saying that that's where Jerusalem is and that's where Israel is, and the real Edomites were in South Africa right now, or they started in South Africa. And he was talking about a map, and he showed us a map. But then when inquiring, where are you getting that map? It was from a Facebook post. I'm not. Listen, that's a Facebook post, bro. Anybody can make a map. Anybody can make anything look legit. That is something that they can do, right? And even if somebody doesn't believe in the Quran, but they believe in these giants, people made the Quran look legit. So you can take something and make it look like, this is the truth. That doesn't mean that it is the truth. This is why Ephesians 4:14 says that we be henceforth no more children tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. Yeah, I mean, it's just tall folks. That's all it really is. Tall folks are men of great stature, like Numbers 13 speaks about. Listen, that's a cool point right there. That's a cool point. So we're now gaining more understanding of how this just can't be, these angels coming down and having sex with these women. It just can't be, right? Producing seed within these women. And mind you, some people might say, "Oh, the virgin birth, it happened." the virgin birth is not what people think it is. It's not like uh, the Holy Ghost literally came down and impregnated Mary without just by itself. You feel me? Joseph had no involvement. That's not what happened. Ow. Right at all. Let's read this. Matthew 22 and 23, right? The Sadducees try asking a trapping question to Christ, or just to try to y'all go read it. Or Matthew 22 and 30, 22 and 23. It says, the same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him, right? So these people say that there's no resurrection, and they're asking him, saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed unto his brethren. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third unto the 7th. Right. So according to the law, if a man has a wife, and that man dies without producing offspring to that woman, his brother is supposed to take her to marriage and give him or give her a seed and conception, and that offspring belongs to his deceased brother. Now they're playing a game, right? Facts. Listen, that brother from UK on it. They're playing a game, and the game that they're playing is, okay, so you have one man, he married this woman, he died without giving seed. Then the next married, he died without giving seed. Then the next, that's the game that they're playing, right? Verse 27. And last of all, the woman died also. So after this whole thing happened, the woman died, and none of them gave her offspring. Verse 28. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. In the resurrection, who is this woman going to be married to? Because they all had her. So who is she going to belong to? They're trying to trap them. Watch this. Yahushua answered and said unto them, you do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God. For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. Oof. Watch this. Let's take a look at what this angel means, right? Angelos. A messenger, envoy, one who is sent, an angel, a messenger from God. That is an angel, somebody who delivers a message from God. So the only purpose that is useful for them is to give messages from the Heavenly Father to people on terrestrial, in the terrestrial realm. I said realm. See that right there? Which means they don't need to lust, because mind you, it's important, because our flesh is what causes us to really lust after things. I lust after going to get some food. Lust after my rib. Lust after going to bed when you're tired, right? You desire to go to bed. You can lust after evil things. God forbid we do that. But you can lust after evil things. How? We as humans lust after the opposite sex, right? Which we're supposed to. But today is we just got evil motherfuckers. How are these angels lusting after the opposite? I don't even know how to say it. What's the word? Why would I post a star of Renfrem? Ghoster, I didn't. Now what? I didn't post a star of Renfrem. And I ain't gonna cap. I would love to discuss why you think I posted the Star of Renfrew on anything. Um, Issachar did. Issachar Strong did not post the Star of Renfrew. So again, I would love for you to come up here and discuss it if you have the patience to allow me to finish this breakdown. Okay, so watch this, right? Ghoster, we not finna, you know what I'm saying? We're not finna kick you out, anything like that. I don't believe in doing all that until you're disrespectful. Would you like to come up on the live and show us how what people know as the Star of David is the Star of Renfrew? Would you like to come up on live and demonstrate that? So as we wait for Ghoster to respond, okay. Listen, I know where you're gonna go. I know your breakdown. That's fine. If that's what you want to say, that's what you want to say. I just wonder if you want to join live. So, Lord in Christ, maybe he has a delay. Maybe that's what it is. So, damn, Ghoster, you don't even use my. Okay, yeah. Okay, now you're caught up. Did you want to join the live? I see that you're dodging that. You're explaining what you believe is true. I want to know if you want to join the live to demonstrate live. Okay. That's fine. We'll give you a little bit to think about that. You can keep commenting if you want. Just don't spam the chat. So what do you mean you just did? Oh, you responding to Issachar Strong. No, what Issachar Strong is telling you to do is join the live and stop typing. It's a lot more edifying if you join the live and have a conversation. If you're a respectable person, you can join the live and have a conversation without over talking, or Robert Tucker, he the white boy that joined. He a respectable man right there. He the white boy that joined not too long ago. So yeah, Ghost, we want to know if you wanted to join and show us how that the Star Ram fan, right? So the question is being posed, who does this woman belong to? And he says, listen, in the resurrection, they don't marry, which is have sex, nor are given in marriage, which leads into sex, but are as the angels of God, which is the messengers of God in heaven. That's their duty, that's their role, and that's their position, is to do their part, not to do anything else. I think he left. I bet he don't even know how to find this star. It's some facts. I'm sorry, did that just say Basakio? So that's what's going on. Christ out of his own mouth said, listen, these people, y'all don't understand. This nigga Robert Tucker, he's cool. He's a cool person. But Robert Tucker is what we know as an Edomite. That's what Robert Tucker is. But he cool folks though. I didn't want to say it, but I got some stuff for him. I ain't gonna cap. I got some stuff for him. Because I love that. I love that conversation. So the roles and the positions of the angels that are in heaven have nothing to do with them lusting after women, right? Now we're gonna get, certain scenarios where literally these angels do what Yahweh tells them to do, whether in righteousness or whether in evil. He tells them to do both. This is why we see that in Isaiah 45 and in Isaiah 45, where the Lord created good and evil. He did all of that. Now, but watch this though. I'm not even gonna pull that because I got this debate. I ain't even gonna pull that. Y'all gonna have to wait for that debate to come out. I ain't gonna cap. But let's go back to Genesis 6. Because we're proving a lot, right? These supposedly sons of God were looking on these women, lusted after these women, and then began to have intercourse with these women. That can't be so, right? It can't be so that that when these sons of God, or they're angels, which they would say, they came in unto the daughters of men. How? Because angels don't have intercourse with men. And even then, when did the angels rebel against God? The angels, Shalom, Dwayne. Well, man, I ain't seen you in a minute, player. When did the angels fall from heaven and begin to be punished? Right? Because if they're gonna say that these fallen angels are in hell right now, well, when did they go to hell? Did they go to hell after they rebelled? Or are they still rebelling today? Oh, well, they're still rebelling today. Are there still angels that are falling? That's what we want to know. Are there still angels that are falling from heaven? Or is that something that already happened? Because if so, that would mean that God is not in control of everything because he cannot control the things in which he's created. So he created certain things and those things are going against his will and bucking up against him and now causing a war between him and them. When did these angels fall? Right? Is Genesis 6 speaking about before, like right after they fell? It doesn't really speak about what happened to these sons of God. Right? And it doesn't really speak about what happened to these children of men. Right? But watch this though. It says there were giants in those days. Now watch this. And also after that. Whoa. So after the giants is when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men. But I thought the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and then the giants were produced. But this is saying after the giants were in those days is when the sons of God started dealing with these women and bear them children. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. How can it be after? How can this be after this? Y'all following along? Y'all get me? Yeah, facts. We're gonna get that in a second. She's old. Damn, Ghoster done with Ghost. That's tough. All right. Issachar Strong knew he wasn't gonna stand on the business. You know what I mean? So the point of contention now is live it up to this day. The point of contention now is how is it that these giants were in those days, and after the giants were existing, is when the fallen angels had intercourse with these women to produce the giants that already existed. How can that happen if they already existed? It's telling us two things. One, or it would have to come to the conclusion of two things. One, that's not what that's talking about. Or two, Bible don't make no sense. We got to throw the Bible away because it's confusing. I need to put this with my other camera stuff because I need the battery. How can something that was created after a situation exist before? That's like us talking about Christ walking the earth before Mary and Joseph ever existed. That's like us literally saying the man Christ in the flesh around 2,000 years ago was walking around on earth in the flesh 4,000 years ago. in the flesh of him being the lamb, him having to sacrifice his life, him doing absolutely no sin on the earth. Their understanding of this is like us saying that Christ in his perfect form, because we believe in reincarnation, Christ in his perfect form existed 1,000 years before he existed. Huh? How is that possible? It's not, right? And that's why this is not talking about literal giants, right? Now, let's get a couple precepts. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. Still trying to get over this sickness. I'll be right back. You know, it's flesh, man. It be fleshing. The flesh be fleshing, man. We get sick. Mm-hmm. So watch this, right? Let's go to verse 5. Right now it says, and God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Now hold on. Now people might have, the question, what does it mean he repented? What did it mean his heart was grieved? That's what we call what's the word? Anthropomorphic language, right? It's the same as us saying that, God is a jealous God, as if he's literally extremely, like he didn't know what was going to happen, like he didn't plan everything out, right? We tend to put our emotions on him to make us more relatable to him, right? But in all actuality, Yahweh is doing whatever he wants on earth, right? It's no surprise to him, right? It doesn't take him by surprise. We're just putting this in the viewpoint of humans and not of God, right? Now watch this. Watch this. Oh, my bad. I know y'all don't like to look at me, but let me do it on me. Like this. Watch this, y'all. Oh, that's what it was. I forgot to get this for y'all. Let's see. We can start at verse 39. It says, all flesh is not the same flesh. So even, Paul has an understanding that all flesh is not the same flesh, right? Different. But there's one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. This is why these things cannot cross. Let me cross is not the word. Shalom, man. How you feeling? How you feeling, Drake? These things cannot lay down with each other and produce offspring, right? A fish cannot do it with an ox. Men cannot do it with beasts, so on and so forth, right? These things crossbreed. These things are different, right? It's a different flesh. It goes to show even further in 1 Corinthians 15 and 40, there also is celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, meaning celestial, meaning in the spiritual realm, and terrestrial, meaning on earth, because this is where you get the word terrain, um watch this. We're going to the where's that? Right, celestial, existing in heaven, right? Celestial, heavenly, high above the sky, right? Things that are in the spiritual realm, and terrestrial, going back to existing upon the earth, earthly, in earth, terrestrial, right? Worldly, physical, or morally, but dealing with things on earth. So there's a difference between a celestial body and a terrestrial body. Two different bodies, right? One is subject unto the flesh, right? This is why Paul spoke about the things in which are that my inward man, my spirit strives for. It wars against my flesh because they're opposite. So in our flesh, we're corruptible. We won't receive that incorruptible until we're in that new covenant, and we're keeping the laws to the T, because there will be no sin within us. Therefore, we don't need to die, right? We'll just be translated. But the point is that you cannot have something that is a spiritual realm and operate on a manner of reproduction with something that is in the terrestrial realm. Now, one of their positions is, well, didn't Abraham feed angels? They come in bodily form. That doesn't mean that they produce the bodily functions, right? So these people were literally became men. Wow. They wouldn't be angels no more, right? I mean, technically that would. But watch this. That's cool, because now that could segue into that first Esdras 1. Watch this. Oh my God, bro. Right, first Esdras, what is going on? Okay, boom, there we go. First Esdras 1 and I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Not first Esdras. Second Esdras 1. All right, second Esdras 1 and 39. 39. It says, unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea, Amos, Micaias, Joel, Abdias, and Jonas, Nahum, and Habakkuk, Sophonius, Aggeus, Zachary, Malachi, or Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord. But there's a distinction. These are actually men, right? Terrestrial bodies, right? Celestial bodies can take on the form of a man. That doesn't make them terrestrial beings. Because mind you, they can go back to the spiritual realm. We can't. Where the hell did these fallen angels go? They still walking around? Oh, you know what's crazy? They became the lizard people. They became the spirit. They became the lizard people. And that's why you got to read the Emerald tablets. Feel me? I got the breakdown, Ike. I got the breakdown. So yeah, 1 Corinthians 15, we can keep reading. Verse 40 says, there are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun and another glory of the moon, meaning they each have their purposes, right? Purpose of man is to serve the Heavenly Father and reproduce, right? We got their wings clipped. It's crazy. And circumcised. They was cut off of the land of the living. That's hilarious. Oh, y'all can't even see the screen, and y'all didn't even say nothing. Meaning that these things have their own functions, and the functions of man is to serve um is to serve Yahweh and be fruitful and multiply and rule the earth in righteousness. That's our job, that's our duty, right? And teach um the uh teach the scriptures. So that would make the angels have a different role and position. Their role is not to reproduce. How you reproduce a spiritual baby? Not happening. Unless they would have to believe in the hypostatic union, which is they're fully God and fully man in one. It says, know the glory of the stars, for one star differeth from another star in glory. So also in the resurrection of the dead, it is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, right? It is sown a natural body, it is raised to a spiritual body. There's a natural body and there's a spiritual body. Watch this, because I want to show y'all. Something that is important. That's not really. I'm hold on. Let me see something. Oh, you know what? It's 3. That's what it is. I'm 2 chapters before. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at this, right? Um, you're wild. You're wild. So watch this, right? Deuteronomy 3, and we'll start at verse 10. It says, "And the cities of the plain and all Gilead and all Bashan unto Shakar, Salca, Salcha, Salcha, yeah, I get it. And Edria, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan." Verse 11. "For only Og, king of Bashan, this is a man way before the flood, remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. Is it not in Rabath of the children of Ammon? 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it, after the cubit of a man." So it's saying that he is the remainder of the giants. Let's read this in the German translation, because it tells us that his bed was 13 feet, right? The NLT says, "King Og of Bashan was the last survivor of the giant Rephites. His bed was made of iron and was more than 13 feet long and 6 feet wide. It can still be seen in the Ammonite city of Rabbah." Right, so it labels this man as the last standing giant, having a bed of 13 feet. That's a giant. Now, watch this. Did y'all know um uh that Christ will be a giant? Who knew that Christ would be a giant, and who knows where you can find that? Who knows where Christ will be a giant. And the Bible tells us so. Don't go looking it up now. Revelations, not necessarily. Not in Revelations. It's actually in the Apocrypha. It's actually the chapter after the angels. It speaks about that the man was the angel of the Lord. Yes. Second Edges 2:43 is the precept. 43? Yeah, 43. All right, so Second Esdras 2, and we'll start at verse 42. It says, As Esdras saw upon Mount Zion a great people who I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the middle of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. Now, mind you, we be having tall people in our nation, right? The game is 6'5", and he's just a rapper, right? You look at the NBA, you look at the NFL, our people are extremely lengthy people, right? Chief himself is a tall person, right? I'm like 6'1", 6'2", and Buddy Ass is up there. You feel me? He's a tall brother. But it says that even though you have these people that are up there in height, like 6'5", 6'7", Christ is going to be taller than all of them. And there's going to be able to, it's going to be clear as day, like, bro, this man is taller than everybody. He's the biggest, he's literally the tallest man out there, right? So it says, and in the middle of the people, or middle of them, there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly, right? So Esdras saw Christ issuing out these crowns, but he peeped that he was taller in stature. Now, why is that important? Because when we go back to Numbers 13 and we see this word Nephilim, which is used in Genesis 6, right? Where's that? Right? Numbers 13 and 32, it says, and they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land, though which we have gone to search it, is a land that it eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature, which is similar to Second Esdras when it says, this man standing in the midst of them had a high stature, great high stature in both of them, right? This nigga is a fool, bro. So we're gonna let me see. Back to Numbers 13, right? So it says that this man, or these men, were men of great stature, but then it says, and there we saw the giants, the son of Anak. So it calls these men who were great in stature, the Nephilim. Christ would be a man of great stature. He would be considered a giant, pursuant to 2 Esdras 2 and 43. Right? Does everybody understand? Does everybody understand that in Genesis 6, it's not talking about literal giants, but just men of high stature? And that these sons of God is not literal angels. It's just the chosen children of God at that time. Because God was always, what is on my phone? God always deals with a certain people on earth since man was created. Right? Well, after he chose Adam. but he always dealt after the choosing of Adam with a chosen people, right? You have Noah um, producing Seth. I mean, not Seth, Shem, um, and the Lord dealing with the Shemites. What is on my phone? Right? Um, you got the Hebrews, you got Abraham, you have Isaac, then you have Jacob, and from there moving forward, right? Him actually dealing with Abel more than Cain, right? Choosing Abel over Cain, right? All praises. So let me show y'all something. All right, because watch this. Watch this. Because beautiful, how this shit is just it's just shown throughout the Bible, right? Now, mind you, let me let y'all know again. If you don't know, you know now. This coming Friday, November 15th at 3 p.m. PST, it'll be 6 o'clock on those of you who are on the East Coast. There will be a live debate here on Sakari Phoenix. Sakari Phoenix, yes, Sakari Phoenix YouTube, Sakari Las Vegas YouTube, and Sakari Phoenix Las Vegas, Sakari Phoenix Instagram. We'll be live on all three of those platforms, debating fallen angels. Right, you see by the title, live debate, fallen angels, Catholic challenges the Israelites. Right, so that'll be oh my nose again. That'll be for Fridays. On what the hell was that? Sunday will be this debate. Sunday at 4 p.m. PST. What does the Bible say is okay? Does the Bible say polygyny is okay? Or does the Bible only support monogamy and say that polygyny, which is one man, multiple women, under that one man, does the Bible say that polygyny is off? Right? Which one does it say? Right? So that's Sunday, 4 p.m. PST, with Pastor Andre. Right? She goes into you know, uh marriage, videos on YouTube. Not YouTube. Well, yeah, YouTube, Instagram, like all that. Right. That's what he's off into. Right. So he challenges us on, the Bible only saying that monogamy is okay and not polygyny, and polygyny is actually evil. Um, and then of course we got Buddy here, the Catholic. The Catholic, right? I ain't gonna hold you. This is the longest I've ever been sick. Any questions before we move forward into showing how evil spirits come from the Lord? Oh man, John, something. I ain't go. That's funny. Something was just saying that's funny. What about in Luke 2? I didn't go to it. Chief also. Yeah, that's facts. Men of high stature. It's not a sin. I know that. Is what not a sin? Oh, you talking about the whole monogamy debate? That's what you're talking about. Hey, you know what? You know what's crazy? Let me look this up real quick. I'm finna make me some jerk salmon. Ooh wee. Uh, Gonna be fire. I got a original joke. Eat fire. What you talking about? All this. Oh, oh yeah, no, I didn't go over it. What would be the question? Let me look it up real quick. 257. Let me show you. He went down with them. And he went down with them. Came in as with soon again. Heart increase in wisdom and stature and in favor with God. I don't think this would be talking about like height wise. Let's see. Comeliness of stature. Oh, maturity in years, size, age, stature. Same as G 22.4. No, I haven't went over this. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. Oh, yeah, okay. Because I was talking about height. That's why I try to make that correlation. Yeah, that's cool, though. That's cool. Because then, Christ would be a giant. Man of stature. That's cool. Ooh. Boy, them cramps and thighs ain't no joke. That is a cold precept. Yeah, that is a cold precept, though, so I ain't gonna care. Oh, cool. All right, any question? Where buddy at? Where Ghosting go, man? Y'all didn't let Ghosting leave. He talking about we had a star ran friend. I want to talk to him about it. He just left us. Hey, I'm gonna let. Great dude. Okay. Yeah, make sure that y'all lock in that Luke 2. Watch this. Psalms 79. Oh, 78. I'm tripping. Psalm 78. And okay, boom. Psalm 78. Oh, I wasn't even showing the damn Luke 2. I'm tripping. Psalm 78. Why I got this? Oh, Saul. Yeah, we can read Saul first. Psalm 16 and I'll speak about them. So early on that chapter too. Comes out peacefully. That's fine. We can just read the end. Psalm 16 or Psalm 16. 1 Samuel 16 and 22. It says, and Saul sent Jesse, saying, let David, I pray you, stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took in heart and played with his hand, and Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. So there was an evil spirit that was upon there was an evil spirit that was upon Saul that was sent from God. Now, if evil spirits are fallen angels, God sent a fallen angel to Saul. But if God sent this fallen angel, watch this. Well, actually, that's Psalm 78. Let's see if that word from has its own. No. We just do this. We'll just read it. Psalm 78. And watch this. We'll start at, we'll just get the point. Verse 49. It says, he cast upon them his fierceness of anger, right? So the Lord is, he's not happy with us. It says, wrath, indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Wait, hold on. If the angels rebelled against them, and it says by sending, which means discharge, sending them away. Let's just read this. Release, concretely and unfavorable, an army, discharge, sending, right? Let's go to the root. Let's see if the root says anything important, right? Outstretched, sending forth. A place of dismissal or a business to be discharged, a seizure, to put, sending forth, right? To set. So he's given an order. He's sending them somewhere, and it labels them as his army, his evil army. He's sending them to these people. Oh, I'm tripping. I don't kick myself out the live. Hold on, y'all. Let me get right. He's sending them as an army, a discharge against the did it again, y'all. Against the children of Israel. But how can they be fallen angels if many years, hundreds of years, he's still sending them to the other or to Israel as a punishment? So boom, you're not doing what I want you to do, what I told you to do. Therefore, I'm gonna take these evil spirits and they finna go plague y'all. Right? They're gonna be a sickness unto you. And watch this. It says, he made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence, which is the evil spirits, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength in the tabernacles of Ham. I'm tripping. I said Israel. I didn't say Israel. Oh my gosh. So I can give me 1 second, sir. So I can put my sickness too. Watch this. Let's go to I don't want to go through everything. You feel me? But it's all good. Because I want y'all to wait for the debate. Right? So in 2 Kings, we'll get this last one. In 2 Kings 22 and okay, maybe one after this, but we're going to get 2 Kings 22 and we'll start at 19. It says, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. So the divine council, which we would understand as the divine council. It says, verse 20, and the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on the matter, and another said on that matter. So there's this council being happened about what's going to happen to Ahab at Ramoth Gilead. I'm going to see if it says something. Oh, look at the NIV. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab into attacking Ramoth Gilead and going to his death there? One suggested this and another that. This is them having a conversation of who's going to persuade him to do something that will cause his death, which is evil, right? Death is evil. No bueno. Who's going to do that? They're like, listen, we could do this, we could do that, so on and so forth. Right, verse 21, and there came forth the Spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. Let's see. I don't know if I need to say Spirit. No, this one say Yahweh. Finally, a spirit came forward, stood before the Lord, and said, I will entice him. I will be the one that will persuade Ahab to fall at Ramoth Gilead. Verse 22, and the Lord said unto him, wherewith? How you finna do it? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, you shall persuade him. I give you the okay to fulfill this plan. But being a lying spirit is an evil spirit, which goes beautiful with the Lord sending these evil angels among them, right? The Lord dispenses evil angels, evil spirits, right? Because in Isaiah 45, that was the last precept I wanted for before I finished reading this. In Isaiah 45 and 7. Oh yeah, I can't see it. A lot of us know this. I form the light, I create darkness. I make peace, I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. But watch this. So I need to come off all of it. Let's look at this word for darkness. Right? Darkness is darkness, obscurity, secret place, right? Destruction, death, misery, right? Obscurity, ignorance, sorrow, wickedness, right? Listen, this is evil, right? Let's look at that word for I create evil, right? Ra, right? Bad, no bueno. Unhappy, hurtful, right? This the biblical uses. The strong definitions: calamity, displeasure, distress, evil favoredness, man, adversity, affliction, great grief, harm, heavy, hurt, ill, favored, mark, mischievous, misery, naughty, noisome, not pleased, sadly, sore, trouble, vexed, wickedly, wickedness, wicked one, worse, worst, wretchedness, wrong, including feminine, what occurs as adjective or not, right? So in bad and evil, this is what the Lord created. Let's look at the word for create, or I, Lord, do these things, right? Do means to do, fashion, accomplish, make, produce, right? I'm not reading all of these. I'll read a couple. Accomplish, advance, appoint, become, bear, bestow, bring forth, right? Just depends on the context. So he is the one that produces the evil things that happens to us. Uh-oh. We got one. Sir James 127. Would you like to come up on the live and prove that? Because I've been, holding back a little bit. Waiting for one of y'all to do this. Would you like to show us how the first human were giants and how Adam and Eve were 30 feet tall? God created evil to test the spirit. Almost a test to see where our heart and spirit is at. Okay. But would you like to join the live? Would you like to join the live? What is going on with your profile picture, man? Would you like to join the live? I will furnish you, provide you, supply you, produce a link. Hey. Come on, man. You finna come up on that? Ah. Imagine how tall the baby would have been for an adult to hit 30 feet. He had to come up. Listen. Listen. That is one hell of a curse. That is one hell of a curse. Yeah, James, I would love to have a conversation on Genesis 6 and 4. Would you like to join the live? You know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do this. There you go, James. You can click the link. You can fill out, put your name up there. And join the live. Why is it not posted? The hell? Hold on. Why did it not post the link in the? Oh, it did. Why is it saying it didn't? Brother James, if you would like to join, this is for James and James only, unless somebody else put something in the comment. James and James only. Click the link and let's talk about Genesis 6. We want to talk about Genesis 6. That's what we want. What did he say? James, listen, you could do all things through Christ who strengthens you, James. Come on, man. You can join the live, man. I know you can. I believe in you. Man, I believe in you. But it's weird that you can, you can't talk, but you could be on your phone. Ain't that the same thing? Because if, you're listening to something and you typing something, you clearly not paying attention to whatever you got going on. Because you just went and searched up Genesis 6. You then typed a couple of times explaining your doctrine. And then you said, I would love to, but I'm at work right now. I can't talk. Yeah, you can, brother. Just tell them you're talking about God. Because weren't people fishing and Christ said, leave that and I'll make you fishers of men? Come on, brother. I mean, what is... I don't get it. I don't get it. Right? But James, Genesis 6 isn't talking about the giants that you think it is. Sir. It isn't. And the bones and the skeleton that we see, as the thumbnail, it's not real, my guy. Oh shit, that's hilarious. But again, of course, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do it. Right. This Friday, while we wait for James to join, this Friday will be a live debate of fallen angels. Right. More in depth of fallen angels. I don't know how he's gonna present himself. But this Friday, at 3 p.m. PST, right? So you got to make sure what it is in your time zone, right? You want to make sure that you're in the right time zone and you don't wait for 3 o'clock your time, but you're hours ahead because I'm over here on the West Coast. We're debating the fallen angels. right? A Catholic challenges the Israelites. Um, and then, and then on Sunday, polygyny versus monogamy, right? What does the Bible say is okay? Does he say that polygyny is okay? Of course, a man can have one wife. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying that's a sin. Or does the Bible say that polygyny is not okay and is a sin? That will be the debate on November 17th, 4 p.m. PST. Both of these debates will be on Sakari Phoenix and Las Vegas YouTube, as well as Sakari Phoenix Instagram, because I can't go live on two Instagrams at the same time with StreamYard. I don't think I can. But that is what's going on Sunday and what's going on Friday, right? So make sure that y'all stay tuned. I'm assuming James isn't going to join, right? I don't know if they have found 30 feet tall. I know 15 feet they have and under. Yeah, listen, there are some tall people out there, but giants like Iron Giants, not going for it. Not going for it. Right? So, any questions concerning this topic, right? Giants. We didn't go into the book of Enoch because, as I said earlier, I will be Lord willing, in the future, I want to find somebody to debate about the book of Enoch, but I'll be doing videos concerning the book of Enoch and how to disprove the book of Enoch. That's what will be happening. What happened? Right. Any questions concerning this topic? $50 feet in the kingdom is crazy. I don't think that's gonna happen. Don't think that's gonna happen. Any questions? I'm waiting for. Damn, I really wanted to have a conversation with Buddy, who said that what we know as the Star of David is the Star of Rampham. I really wanted to talk to him. Seems as if he wasn't really standing on business. It's all good. I be just trying to have a conversation. I ain't trying to yell back and forth. Who's but outside of that, is there a breakdown that y'all want? That maybe that you can't find the breakdown? Is there a breakdown out there that you want to be done and you want me to do? Put it in the comment section or put it in the chat. And we can, get that scheduled, Lord. Like it could be a chapter breakdown, not breaking down a whole book. Okay, you can't do the whole book in one sitting. I mean, you can, but it's better to portion things out. Is there a chapter you want broken down, a scripture you want broken down, for future videos? Maybe a topic that you want broken down, right? Is there anything that you personally wanted to be broken down? Speaking in tongues is good. I'm not gonna cap. I was thinking about that, Robert. I was thinking about that almost a week ago, I think. And I'm like, we don't really have a breakdown of speaking in tongues. Now, maybe for certain people it's like it's pretty easy to debunk, or it's pretty not debunk, but it's pretty easy to understand. But for others it may not be, right? Others may be, tripped up on um just a couple precepts or verses concerning it. So that's a good one. I'm not gonna cap. I got a topic from a viewer asking for why is the Bible not a fiction book and what separates it from other holy books? That's I don't know. That's I don't know, bro. That's like there's so many ways to do that. That's more like a series. It's a code series. It's like a series though. Because one prophecy that you can break down in depth, like say Second Edges 14. Is it Second Edges 14? Breakdown. I just don't know the chapter. Pretty sure it's Second Edges 14. Second Edges 15. The whole, future prophecy of Islam becoming or coming on the rise, right? Like that alone. There's so many ways. Like Daniel 8, Daniel 6. Concerning the ram and the he goat. That being Greek, Alexander the Great conquering the Medio Persia. You know, yeah, that's a. Oh, okay, I get you. Um, that's good. That's good. That's good. I ain't gonna hold you, Dwight. I appreciate you, bro. Um, took me a minute, you know, to do it. It took me a while to do it. Um, I appreciate you, player. Yeah, man, I liked it when I seen it. I was like, oof, that's tough for me. Took me a while to get it down. Yeah, I could do the prophecy of Islam. I'm not gonna hold you. I think we already have a video of it. So, let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Um, it's this video right here. This video right here is the break. I could do it live. No problem doing it live. But this is the video. The Islamic conquest was prophesied in the Bible. This one right here, right? Um, so you could check that out. But I could do it live though. I'm not gonna Islam. What a joke. But yeah, Tazayar, I could definitely do that. That's cool. That's cool. Any other suggestions about future lives? Right, we have speaking in tongues. Um, proving how the Bible is not a fictional book and how it's separated from all the other books that claim to be holy. Prophecy of Islam, the Second Edges 15. Yeah, we could do that. Sure. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna definitely do a breakdown on it as well. I think it would be cool. Do like a whole presentation. Um, maybe try to add on to what the brother has, taught. Yeah, I know the brother who, you know, who stumbled upon that and got some information on that. He was in Atlanta. His name is Isaiah. Yeah, y'all know him. If you read it. Well, dog Isaiah. But yeah, before we conclude, right? Any other topics that you would want to be broken down? Now, mind you, it doesn't have to be, something that's in the Bible. It could be, in-depth breakdown on, something like historically. 'Cause I ain't gonna hold you. I got this one Pope, Pope Nicholas V, and I got a pretty presentation on him. He had a major part in, the slave trade and the forcing of Christianity in the beginning stages of the Renaissance Festival. The Renaissance. The Renaissance. Yeah, the papal bull. I think it's called I believe it's called like Dam Freeze or something. Let me see. Uh-oh. What's going on with my little presentation? Where's he at? It's like the dumb dam freeze or something. It's something like that. But yeah, I got a cold presentation on them. I should do it. I got y'all. I'll do the presentation because I almost finished it, and I low key just been gatekeeping this presentation. But it's cold though. He had a major part in the slave trade, the beginning of the slave trade and Christianization, if you will. Damn. The dumb diversity. That's what it's called. Like DUM. Khan, Shalom, King, Shalom, King. All praise to much. Y'all make sure that y'all keep an eye out for them niggas in UK, man. But yeah, man, if you missed the video, we done broke down how Genesis 6 is not speaking about giants. Right? We broke that down beautifully through the spirit, disproving that point. Let's do it. So make sure that if y'all missed it, rewatch it. Right, you have to rewatch it because it's a lot of good information. Never mind. Okay, so with that, I'm about to go make some salmon. Right, with that, I want to say, call Lord Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. That's all praise to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. Right, Kwam Yashral and y'all stay safe out there. Shalom.